federal Senate, your federal congressperson, it's just falling on deaf ear because you're not complaining, so they're gonna get away with whatever they can until you, the citizens, start complaining. And that's how you get things done. We have to unite around the political side of it because that's how they're getting us. They're passing laws left and right. I'm in Houston, Texas right now, and I'm gonna tell you honestly, I had to think about coming here. Oh. I don't come here. It's been a lot that happened since the last time I was here. And it's like, I don't want no issues going into no bathrooms. I don't want no issues, with none of that stuff. So, I do the old school thing, keep my shades on and walk with my head tilted and very, very quickly, But it's sad that we have to do that because you never know how someone is going to react to who you are just because you're living your truth. Don't be mad at me because you don't have the kahunas to live your truth, because that's what it really boils down to. You want to be mad because I chose to walk my truth, live my truth, but yet you are hiding behind the door, the keyboard, in the closet, or however you want to label it, And
well, sad. It is sad. We're going to have to really be careful with where we're performing and what we're doing with our lives now, because just walking out your door now can get you in all kinds of situations, stuff that we didn't, and stuff that we weren't aware of before. But now it's good that we can visually see that people really don't like us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was booked at a club up in San Francisco. Well, actually, it was Oakland. It's called the Port Bar, and I had seen all this, advertising about it, and I wanted to work there, and I got an opportunity to work there, and didn't realize that the brunch was outside on the sidewalk, and so the whole time, and it was crazy. But in this day and age, you have to think about this kind of stuff. So we're downtown Oakland and we're performing in front of the bar outside on the sidewalk, and they got the seats there set up and everything. But there are cars passing by left and right. And I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus, just keep me covered, honey, because you can have a Looney Tune that just pass by and do something crazy. And here we are, And it's sad that we have to think about those things now, but it's the day and age that we live in. It's like, people are walking in churches, grocery stores. I even brought it up. There's a place also in San Francisco that I work at. And I had brought up to the owners because it's a dinner club. And during the beginning of, once everybody's seated, they close the curtains to the front door. And it covers the front door. And for me, it was like, boo, this is a prime spot where someone can just stick the barrel of a gun in and just spray the whole place. I said, sad to say, but we have to think like criminals because we're dealing with criminals. That's the only way you're going to stay 2 steps ahead, And my mom always would tell me, like, you probably should have been been an investigator because you always investigate something. And I'm like, well, I need to analyze and understand and comprehend why something is the way it is. And, when it comes down to criminals, I'm thinking like they thinking, so I can make sure you don't get over on me,
Well, Dominique, I want to just say congratulations again on the title that you've won, and your recent title, and all of the other titles that we have great respect for, Miss Stonewall, Miss Continental, Miss Black America, and many others that you have won.
Okay.
And I want to just say thank you so much for shedding a little light on the situations and the issues that are concerning our community in a really big way. And it's great that you have taken a stance as a trans woman to help and educate other trans women and bring awareness to issues that sometimes either bar owners or the girls might not be aware of. And you've enlightened me a lot today with the security issues I've noticed in our conversations. You talked a lot about security and how we
Oh
need to
yeah,
be aware of our surroundings and what's going on when you're performing, or you're going to your car, you're going to the grocery store, or just in general living your lives, where we need to be a little bit more vigilant about those things.
correct,
And
correct.
as trans women, we're going to have a lot of this conversation down the road. And I hope to invite you back on with a panel of trans women so we can talk about the bathroom issue.
Oh yes, I would love that. I would love that.
So I want to just say to our audience today, I want to thank Domanique Shappelle, the current reigning Miss.
Well, no miss, but just California National Showgirl.
Okay, California National Showgirl, and like I said before, a former Miss Continental. And we wanted to say thank you for having her on the. Thank her for being on the show today. She did a great job inspiring
Thank
and
you. I'm
educating
glad we got
us.
all that stuff figured out, all the
Yeah,
technical
it was great.
stuff.
You know,